What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Some commentary for you today. A little different commentary than I normally do. I want to talk about Madden replicating football. Because I don't think Madden can replicate Jordan Taylor. If you don't know who Jordan Taylor is, he's a Denver Broncos wide receiver, an undrafted player. Came in 2015 and worked with Peyton Manning as his personal route runner, if you will. In practice, helping Peyton adjust back to throws, speed of the game, timing routes, and you don't have that chemistry build in Madden. But even if you did, it's never done off the field in a practice scenario. So Jordan Taylor was really endearing himself to the team by utilizing his role as a receiver to be one of the key cogs in bringing Peyton Manning back to full form. Now, he didn't start the first 5 weeks of this season, so I don't have a problem with these rating changes. I don't know where this launch rating awareness boost came in, but the problem is when he did start playing, he started to do some interesting and creative things, and for the most part, Madden just either doesn't recognize it or can't keep up with it. In my opinion, it's really a combination of both. So Jordan actually started becoming a personal protector on punts, special teams, and he started to make some key special teams tackles. So you would think that his tackle rating might improve from 39, but it doesn't. Now, the other thing he started to do was return punts, because if you watch the Denver Broncos, you know Isaiah McKenzie had some muffing issues. So you would think that maybe his return would get a boost. But no. Interestingly enough, when they played the Colts, he was mentioned as the emergency quarterback. So you would think maybe they would pay attention to his passer rating. But when I take a look at his throw power, you can see it hasn't been adjusted. Now, that's not to say that it's not relatively high. I mean, Mohamed Sanu, who throws a lot of passes in the NFL as a wide receiver, currently has a 77 rating, but he's not listed as the Falcons' emergency quarterback. As a matter of fact, Demaryius Thomas, another Bronco, has a 66 throw power. He's not listed as the Denver Broncos' emergency quarterback, so I don't understand where they're getting these numbers from. The other thing that Vance Joseph has talked about is actually playing Jordan Taylor at safety. Cover 3, zone coverage. So why is it that when I look at his rating and I go down to his zone coverage, we know a coach in the NFL wants to put him in as a safety, and yet his zone coverage rating never changes. Now, this is kind of, I don't want to say one in a million, because there's not many players that go from offense to defense. You think about Troy Brown, you think about Mike Furry, but they really don't get represented well in Madden. And in fact, it's a shame that when you get a great story like Jordan Taylor in the NFL that helps lead one of the greatest quarterbacks to come back, who isn't really a star, who doesn't have a prominent role on his team, but makes the team better by doing everything he's asked, that excels in just about every task that he's given, and becomes a player that the Broncos would probably not immediately get rid of simply because he's working so hard to make himself so versatile. And in Madden, he doesn't have that same value. He's a 68 overall receiver that, honestly, most Madden players would cut right away. But he's far more valuable to the Broncos than that. And a big part of this is because the ratings don't really even reflect what he's doing. Now, I don't blame EA for not hand-selecting Jordan Taylor and going through and augmenting every rating they have. But that's someone's job. Someone gets paid at EA to pay attention to these things and make the game realistic. And I'm not saying that he's starting at safety. I'm not saying he's starting at quarterback. But I am saying there haven't been rating changes based on what the coach has faith in him to do. And I don't think, in my opinion, you could even have a player like Jordan Taylor represented right in this game. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I appreciate you checking it out. And you know that I'll be back in the week with more commentary.